My first guest of the afternoon, local author who started putting pen to paper after her son was diagnosed with dyslexia. Christina Gabbitas had a head full of rhymes from around the turn of the millennium, but only started to write children's books fairly recently, really. And it's fair to say things, I think, are going quite well for Christina. She's created a series of books centred on the adventures of Felicity Fly and her friends, recently launched a separate project aimed at helping young children confide in their parents and teachers, share some secrets. Alongside those projects and a packed promotional schedule, Christina also runs an annual poetry initiative, and she's found time to join me in the studio this afternoon, ahead of World Book Day next week, of course, to bring us up to date with what she's been up to lately. Welcome along, Christina. Let's just remind ourselves how you started to write, for those who haven't heard from you before, because you're a Blackburn girl, aren't you?
Yes, I was born in Blackburn. I attended St Luke's Primary School, I don't know if it's there anymore, and then Billinge High School, which I don't think is there anymore. But I left Blackburn when I was 22. But I penned some stories when my children were babies, based on my childhood fears as well, to help children. And they were rhyming books, and I'd kind of pen these stories and put them in a box file and put them away, and thought one day I'm going to do something with them. And all too often we say this and then we don't, so I thought, right, I am actually going to try and do something with them, so I did. And so Felicity Fly was born. The first book is Welcome to the World of Felicity Fly, which is a book prize finalist again for this May. That book addresses fears and phobias. The second, Felicity Fly Meets Veronica Vac, addresses the importance of teamwork and friendship. Then you have Felicity Fly in the Garden, which addresses pollination. And then the next one, the latest, is Felicity Fly Meets the Dragon Fruit, which addresses healthy food.
How important is it to get the youngsters to eat healthy then? And this'll, there'll be some ideas and tips in here.
Do you know what? It's good for everybody. I think
Gary and myself might try this a little bit later, to be honest.
Well, I took some inspiration from, I was in Vietnam, and I saw a dragon fruit there. And when I do most of my writing, it's nice when I'm on holiday and I've got quiet time, and then my imagination seems to run wild. And then that's where I wrote most of Felicity Fly Meets the Dragon Fruit.
When you were on holiday, yeah?
Yes.
So do you take plenty of holidays so you can write?
I wish. Yeah, no, it's really important. It's important to encourage children reading. I mean, all the books rhyme, and I provide a free audio so that children can listen and read along as well. So as well as learning to read, the learning about the world around them is about learning to read with fun. I like to promote learning with fun.
Culture, cuisine, and a whole lot of Lancashire.
John Gilmore
On BBC Radio Lancashire.
Author Christina Gabbitas with me this afternoon, originally from the Blackburn area. Now I think you're over the border, aren't you?
I've got passports for Lancashire and Yorkshire.
Felicity Fly Meets the Dragon Fruit and Friends is the latest book in the series, aimed at getting kids, as we say, to eat healthily. Something, I think here, Christina, of a holy grail amongst mums and dads, being able to encourage youngsters to eat their veg. How have you gone about it?
Well, basically, obviously my inspiration came when I was in Vietnam about the healthy food and the dragon fruit, and how I could actually make fruit and healthy food into characters and bring them into the world of Felicity Fly. And so just when I've got quiet time, my imagination runs wild, and so I decided to create these characters and out of fruit and food. And what I did is I researched the top some of the top 25 most healthy foods, and broccoli was up there with tomatoes and pineapple. And that's why I used those, and the dragon fruit, obviously, because of where I was. So these are some of the most healthiest foods that you can eat. So you have our brassica broccoli, who's from Italia. And then you have Pablo pineapple, who's from Caracas and likes to shake his maracas.
Now, this is the bit I've been waiting for, because I was so excited today when you emailed me. There's a little song that accompanies the book. Let's just have a little listen to this. To be honest with you, you don't need many downloads now, do you, to be number one these days. So I have to ask you a bit of an earworm that, because my producer Gary has been whistling that.
Marvellous. It's catchy tune, catchy tune.
How many of the voices are you personally responsible for then?
All of them.
All of them. How did that come about then? Did you write the music and the lyrics? Did you work with someone else? Did you get a bit of help?
What I did is I wrote the lyrics first, and then I used to love music at school, and I used to play saxophone and things. So what I still have at home is I have all my little recorders from primary. So I sat there tootling this tune and then writing all the notes down, and then started. And what I did is I record the tune and the lyrics just on my phone, and then I go to a guy who does this, records the sound for my voices in the narration in the book, and he puts some backing track onto it.
And then you come up with that.
Yeah.
Excellent. We'll come back, we'll chat some more. We're talking all things to do with her being an author this afternoon. Last time you visited, you were launching another series of books. This was Share Some Secrets. Remind us about that, why you created that, and how did the launch go, and has there been a great interest in it?
Yeah, no, there has. Because of all the appalling stories in the news, a couple of years ago, I thought I've got to do something if I can try and help in some way. If I could help one child, I've done something amazing. I did research, and I couldn't find a book that a child could pick up on their own and read without parental supervision that would address child sexual abuse. And this is called Share Some Secrets. And it addresses it in the way that encourages children to share their secret with their teacher, any troublesome secret. So it's done in a very childlike way. It's aimed at age 5 to 8 years. And I also narrate it on a free audio. So if anybody wants to listen to it, sharesomesecrets.com. There's Millie's rhyme on there as well, which encourages children to share their troublesome secret.
Now, alongside your own writing, you've established the 8-line rhyme initiative aimed at encouraging youngsters to write their own poems. It's been running for a couple of years now. Where did you get the idea from?
Can I just take you back to Share Some Secrets? Okay. Basically, what I did is I sent some books to the NSPCC, and they came back and said they actually loved the book. It will now be in the NSPCC library. And I said I would mention their Share Aware campaign. So thank you very much to Ali Jeremy. So if you're worried about children online, go to the NSPCC Share Aware campaign. But Share Some Secrets, if you go to sharesomesecrets.com, you can listen to the story.
Yeah, the 8-line rhyme initiative, where did that idea come from?
That came from my son has dyslexia, and he struggled, but he learned better through rhyme. When I conducted research, it seems children were gravitated towards rhyme. And so I decided to, because he wrote a poem and it was really good for his self-esteem, I decided to come up with the initiative. And children invited to write an 8-line rhyme. I was inspired as well by Spike Milligan, because he was a crazy guy and I love him, and his silly poems are great. So this year children are invited to write about exercise and healthy food, which is always very topical.
And of course, anyone listening, it's open to Lancashire school children.
It's open UK and internationally now. But yeah, if they go into poemsandpictures.co.uk, all the information is there about the initiative. I've got some fantastic judges on board, including yourself.
Indeed. And I think we had some good entries from Lancashire last time, didn't we?
We did. It was from a primary school in Preston, actually, who are actually in this book. Now, the Children's Poetry Volume 2 is being... it's a contender in the Dame Beryl Bainbridge First Time Author Award. So this is really good for children. This is not a money-making exercise for me. I feel very passionate about encouraging children to read and have a go at writing. And this is open to children of all abilities. So if they haven't made the 500 words, they've missed the deadline. Go on to poemsandpictures.co.uk.
Looking ahead to World Book Day, almost upon us. That's next Thursday. I mean, an exciting time for you this year, because you're up to something special, aren't you, on World
Yes, I've been invited by Dr. Stephen Fear, who is an entrepreneur, and he's ambassador in residence at the British Library. Now, Stephen Fear was born in Bristol and brought up on a council estate. He was the youngest of 4 children, and his attendance at school was very poor. And for his love of reading, that's how he You know, he learned to read and he learned about life, and now he does so much. He's called the Phone Box Millionaire. And he does a lot for various charities. He's a fantastic inspirational man. So he's invited me to the British Library on World Book Day. He will be doing a book review and interviewing me. We'll be talking about the importance of encouraging children to read and write.
Also, as well, even more exciting, I would imagine, you're off to the United Arab Emirates shortly.
Yes.
To do some reading for youngsters there.
Yeah,
how's this come about?
Well, I was at the London Book Fair last year, and I had an invitation, which I thought, will that come to fruition? I'm not sure. But I was contacted to say, would you come over? So I'm going over on the 22nd of April, it's the fourth largest reading festival in the world. And it opens on the 22nd of April. So I'm going over there to stage storytelling sessions and poetry workshops, encouraging children to read and write. So the storytelling sessions for the 5 to 7-year-olds, and then for 7 to 11 poetry workshops. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I feel very honoured to have been invited. So it's fantastic. So it's all good news and very exciting. And if you know, get your children reading, it's just they can learn so much.
And a little bit nearer to home, tomorrow you're doing a book signing at the Trafford Centre.
Yeah, I'm at Manchester Trafford Centre, W.H. Smith, from 10:30. If you'd like, I will have information about the initiative as well, encouraging children to have a go at writing. The initiative is open until the 5th of May. So also you can go on to poemsandpictures.co.uk, which will give you links to all of my work. And so the children's stories are free to read. Also, let me just say that on the website, the song that you heard, which is a Felicity Fly song addressing food, needs to go viral. Go onto my website
sure
and like it on YouTube.
It's still in my head now. There we are.